Taco Trump and his merry band of sycophants, most notably Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth, are in the process and have been for several months now in doing their best they can to claim that their desire attacking DEI is all about hiring and meritocracy. But in this breaking story, you're about to discover, no, in one of the finest institutions in the United States of America, it's not about hiring. It is purely about erasing history, and we cannot stand for it. I'll show that story to you in just a few seconds. But if you don't believe that this is actually just about trying to turn America into a purely white nationalistic country, take a quick listen to this before I show you the story. Check this out.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm a Naval Academy graduate. I'm deeply proud of my alma mater, and I'm even more proud that some of my children want to step up and serve as well. It's where I swore my first oath to the Constitution of the United States, but right now I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by how Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are using our service academies and the Department of Defense to push their white Christian nationalist agenda. He's taken I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou off the library shelves, but left 2 copies of Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf in the library. Just consider that for a minute. Midshipmen can now read the anti-Semitic manifesto of one of history's most evil men, but God forbid they read the autobiography of a black woman recounting her lived experience. Hegseth's orders forced the Academy to remove a display highlighting the service of Jewish women before he came to visit. But Hegseth and Trump's censorship reaches far beyond the Naval Academy. Over the past few months, they've deleted thousands of pages off of the DoD's website. These pages have taught the history of trailblazing service members like the Tuskegee Airmen.
According to the Associated Press, the Air Force has removed training courses featuring videos of the Tuskegee Airmen to comply with the Trump administration's crackdown on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
The Navajo Code Talkers, Jackie Robinson, Major General Jeannie Leavitt, our first female fighter pilot, and thousands more.
We have an exhibition dedicated to Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk had served in the Navy. He was a veteran.
A group of LGBTQ veterans worked for years to get a naval vessel named for Harvey Milk because he was a naval veteran, and they were successful.
These are Americans who signed up to give their lives for this country, even when this country did not give them the rights and freedoms that they deserved.
When I was a kid, and I was fortunate enough to visit the Smithsonian Institute, and yet in this breaking story, what is Donald Trump trying to do now to the Smithsonian? He is trying to control everyone. Martial law, totalitarianism, dictatorship. Look at what this story is. Breaking news. Trump gets public rebuke as Smithsonian defies order. The Smithsonian Institute hit back at the Trump administration late Monday, committing to be, in quotes, free from political or partisan influence, as it refused to kowtow to the president's orders. In quotes, since its inception, the Smithsonian has set out to be a nonpartisan institution. The museum's Board of Regents wrote, as the nation's museum, the Smithsonian must be a welcoming place of knowledge and discovery for all Americans. The museum's hitback followed an executive order that President Donald Trump issued to remove improper ideology from the Smithsonian Museums and the National Zoo, accusing them of trying to rewrite American history on race and gender. In quotes, to enforce our nonpartisan stature, the Board of Regents has directed the Secretary to articulate specific expectations to museum directors and staff regarding content in the Smithsonian Museums, the board wrote. They, in quotes, give directors reasonable time to make any needed changes to ensure unbiased content and to report back to the board on progress and any needed personnel changes based on success or lack thereof in making the needed changes. The quotes continue. The Board of Regents will continue its vigilant, independent oversight of the Smithsonian and its museums to protect their rigorous scholarship and expertise, nonpartisanship, and accuracy, and ensure that the Smithsonian is welcoming to all Americans, the Smithsonian said. Continued quotes, the Board of Regents is committed to ensuring that the Smithsonian is a beacon of scholarship free from political or partisan influence, and we recognize that our institution can and must do more to further these foundational values, the board added. The Smithsonian noted, in quotes, all personnel decisions are made and subject to the direction of the Secretary with oversight by the board. This is what's been going on since 2015 when he came down the escalator. He just simply didn't know how Washington worked and how the Hill, Capitol Hill, and all of the interlacings of our government functioned. But he had 4 years to learn it and 4 more years to get together his merry band of sycophants and plan the attack we now are witnessing as of January 20th, 2025. And he creates a lot of distraction, which is what Los Angeles is, period, that's all it is, while he goes in, tweaks the courts, already succeeded that with the Supreme Court, and now starts attacking how universities hire people, what their curriculums are, etc., etc. And to attack the Smithsonian Institute and try to control or alter their Board of Regents and how they go about hiring people, how they curate that institute and what history it contains of not only America but the globe, if you've ever been. This is the absolute core definition of how you take over a country and become Vladimir Putin, which is what Donald Trump wants. Please speak out. If you live anywhere in the area, please speak out against what he's trying to do to the Smithsonian Institute. You guys, stay frosty.